Hi there, welcome to Turtle Soap Opera. I'm going to do a reading for Cancer energy. And like usual, we're going to do 2 rows. Top row is going to be what some people are doing in the world who harness high vibe Cancer energy. They have hope and faith and belief in their dreams. They offer love to themselves and compassion and forgiveness to release the past and keep moving forward in life. And the bottom row could be people who are aligned with their more worldly nature or more shadowy nature. And that could be people who, in their Cancer energy, they use their emotions manipulatively to get what they want. Might be more motivated by money and materialism and status or image or indulgence or liking to be bossy or controlling or prideful or egotistical in the world. For some of you, it could be a battle within yourself. If you're cross-watching for a Cancer, you might find out you're the one who harnesses high vibe Cancer and the people in your life harness shadowy Cancer energy. So listen to your intuition. Okay. The reason for the reading for the high vibe energy is the King of Pentacles, and I view the King of Pentacles as Capricorn energy, and shadowy Capricorn energy is represented by the Devil. So high vibe Capricorn energy means people who have grown and matured themselves to learn lessons in life, to have freed themselves from their more worldly nature, the pride, the ego, the selfishness, the self-centeredness, the immaturity, And why? Because they take action listening to their heart and intuition to guide them. And that's how we grow and mature ourselves. It's in an energy of love and compassion and forgiveness to ourselves for the lessons we've had to learn in life. And then we have these cards here. So some people in the world, especially the people who are in shadowy energy, probably can't figure out how you do this, because shadowy people aren't really listening to their intuition and growing and maturing themselves. And they might be people who try to present themselves in certain ways and, wear a false mask in the world. And they can't figure out how you're like wearing such a good mask. The only thing is, you're not wearing a mask. You're really being authentically yourself in the world, and you've been growing and maturing yourself, where the reason for their reading is the Page of Swords. They might be kept kind of immature in their thinking, logic, and reasoning. And some of you could have particularly been dealing with a Libra, Aquarius, or a Gemini, but it doesn't have to be. It could just be someone who's kind of defensive about the truth and doesn't really want to grow up in a way. Maybe kind of codependent. Or, yeah, because they're not growing and maturing themselves for some reason down here. They might like to present themselves as a loving family person and as very stable and grounded and successful in the world, but they're actually operating from shadowy energy, and some of you could have dealt with people like that in the workplace or in relationships. So what they don't understand about you, because they don't relate to this, is that you harness these energies in a high vibe way. You were willing to invest time, energy, and effort into your Virgo nature, to go within, to gain insight and wisdom about your own fears, insecurities, self-limiting beliefs, and put in work and effort to heal from your past pain and heartbreak so you could let those things go and heal yourself. And when you heal yourself from past pain and heartbreak, you're no longer attracted to getting into relationships with people who remind you of the type of people who hurt you before. And then you don't repeat that pattern of relationship dynamic anymore. And that's what the people in shadow do, because kind of maybe being, let me turn the camera down, maybe because of being, we've all been hurt before, and we all go through a stage of being kicked up into our ego. We're mad, we're sad, we're, feeling maybe envy and jealousy, and kicks up our competitive nature. Well, high vibe people don't like staying in that type of energy, and they offer themselves love, to look to the future and to believe in themselves, and they put in work and effort to connect in with their intuition and to be in life-giving energy. The queens in tarot can talk about our emotional state, so it doesn't matter if male or female. And the masculines talk about us taking action in the world, and we all take action in masculine energy because our emotional, intuitive nature is kind of our hidden realm. So people see high vibe people, male or female, taking action in the world, being like loving and encouraging and supportive and stable and grounded and nurturing and acting in mature ways in the world. They're not taking impulsive and reckless action out of pride and ego and competitiveness and jealousy and fear and insecurity. But that's what the people in shadow energy are doing. And they can't figure out kind of maybe why you're not doing what they're doing. And it's because you put work and effort into loving yourself. High vibe Leo energy is about I choose to be in life giving energy. I choose to offer myself love and encouragement and compassion and forgiveness for the mistakes I've made in life and the lessons I've had to learn. And I just choose to be in an energy of love within myself to heal and grow and have hope and faith and belief in my dreams, to keep looking to the future. And I'm willing to call judgment on myself and other people in the world. And I'm no longer going to be up in my head about love or someone's going to love me or whatever. I'm going to focus on love. And that's what I'm going to keep my focus on. I'm not going to focus on my fears or my insecurities or my pride or my ego or my lust or my greed. I'm going to stay focused on love. Gemini energy. And Gemini energy is a dualistic sign. We have a dualistic nature. We live in a dualistic world. We have free will. Am I going to give a lot of thought to love and what's loving and what's, beneficial to my life? The thoughts I choose to sit in, the emotions I choose to sit in, the food I choose to feed myself. What am I going to feed myself every day? And the high vibe people are putting in work and effort to offer themselves love and compassion and forgiveness and stay focused on love. And that's how they grow and mature themselves into being nurturing, stable, grounded people who are nurturing and loving partners and good business leaders and things like that. Because they're not still immature. They've grown and learned lessons in life. They're not being immature and selfish and greedy and prideful and egotistical and envious and jealous and petty and manipulative. It's not how they choose to live their life. What about the people in shadowy energy? Well, they ignored harnessing these three energies in a high vibe way. And they choose to live more from their mind and their heart and take action out of emotional defensiveness because they didn't choose love. They didn't choose to grow and mature themselves and learn lessons they needed to learn in life. And the biggest one of all is to learn to love yourself. Offer yourself some compassion and forgiveness for the mistakes you've made in life. Offer compassion and forgiveness to the people in your life who hurt you. Let it go. Accept that everybody was a fallible human being. Some people don't choose love and they'll never choose love. They're prideful, they're egotistical, they're selfish, they're greedy, they're self-centered. They're defensive. They had pain and heartbreak that they're acting out of. And sadly, some people are repeating that pattern for another generation. I'm going to operate from pain and heartbreak too. I'm going to be in my shadowy Leo energy. I'm going to be in my ego. Relationships didn't work out. People didn't give me the things I wanted them to give me. But, we got to grow ourselves up. We're not a child anymore. Everybody isn't supposed to indulge us in the world. Some people could be very prideful and egotistical. People are supposed to indulge me. That's the way I view the world. That's the way I view relationships. Maybe they're used to being indulged when they were growing up. Have this immature view of relationships. Don't I present myself as a loving family person? And especially if I'm attractive or I am charming or I'm good looking or I have money or power, can't I just be in my ego and present myself this way? Because that's what the masculine cards can read as us presenting ourselves in ego. Can't I just present myself that way, like I am that way? Won't people want to be in a relationship with me if I just present myself as being that way, male or female? But then I can still be immature and defensive and in my ego, and it's all about me, and keep being defensive in a relationship because I've been heartbroken before and I'm in my ego about it and I've never put in work and effort to heal. Isn't that okay? Won't you stay in a relationship with me anyway? Well, some people might. Some people moved on from them. And what they don't want people to know is that people who harness these energies in a high vibe way are no longer in their life. They've left. They've moved on. And what they don't want other people to know in their life also is that they harness these energies in a shadowy way and they don't want people to know it. They harness shadowy Aries, shadowy Virgo, and I guess we count the Ace of Pentacles as kind of like shadowy. All three earth sign energies within them are kind of shadowy. They're Taurus, they're Virgo, and they're Capricorn energy. So their foundation hides the fact that in shadowy Aries, they can be all about themselves. Their wants, their needs, their lusts, their greed, their pride, their ego. They want to come together with people in relationships because it's good for their ego and their image and their status, and someone's indulging them, maybe sexually in a relationship, and that works for them. And they're more focused, though, on money and materialism and working with their more immature nature than their more mature nature and their loving nature. And they could be people who think, if I offer people the things of the world that I have, if I have money and I look maybe successful in the world, so I can present myself like this. I can present myself, because shadowy people try to present themselves as a high vibe person. I'll present myself as a loving family person who's either very attractive or desirable or stable or has status and image or money. And I think, I don't want people to know this, but I think I try to present myself as loving and try to present that that's why people get in a relationship with me, or that's why I try to present myself like that's why I want people to be in a relationship with me. But really, they want to get in relationships because of money and materialism and status and image, and for people to indulge them in their ego and indulge them like a parent would indulge a child in a relationship, like a 5 or 8-year-old. They're there, honey. And they're motivated and inspired to maybe get in relationships with other people. They might even want to be in relationships with other people who are heartbroken, who are in their ego, who might be defensive. Well, how about I offer you my things of the world? I'll present myself as a loving family person, but I'm really not giving you love. I'm going to give you some of the things that I have in the world. I'll give you my sex. I'll give you money. Whatever, Whatever I have in the world, I'll give you some of that. If you're willing to get in a relationship and stay in a relationship with me, hopefully because you're hurt and you don't love and believe in yourself, or because you are in your ego and you have fear and insecurity, so you'll stay in a relationship with me, or because if I do have money or status or whatever, that you'll stay in a relationship with me for that reason. They're kind of immature, and they could think that, living this way and keeping themselves safe and hiding behind their ego will keep them safe from being hurt. The most important thing is to keep their more emotionally vulnerable nature safe. But sadly, they never maybe let their more emotionally vulnerable nature out to play in the world. So it's always their ego running their life. It's kind of like living with someone who's like a cardboard cutout. They're not really like an authentic person in their life. Oh, my ego runs my life. We hide inside. We just look out from the eyeballs. The people who were in their life, who were willing to put in work and effort with them, who were bold and brave, who were offering them the resources to help them heal and temper their fears and their insecurity and their past pain and heartbreak, They were defensive to it. No, I just don't trust anybody. I'm going to still, I maybe had people in my life before who were in their ego, had shadowy Leo energy, and they hurt me. I don't trust anybody anymore. And I'm not willing to let my guard down. I'm going to hide inside and let my ego run my life, protect myself emotionally at all costs. And I think they're hurting themselves every day, but, we all got to make those decisions for ourselves. So let's go ask, what's coming up for the people in high vibe Cancer energy? Well, before I show you those, I want to look at these cards again here. Because this could be something you're not showing people also. You might have made an offer to someone who you view as being someone who's on the same page as you. Someone who you think is authentic in the world. Who is willing to let their more emotionally vulnerable nature out to play in the world. Who does listen to their intuition. Who is bold and brave and confident. And you could be waiting for a decision to be made, if people and whoever you might have communicated with, if they're going to choose love, or if they, or be in a relationship with you, or if they're not. And you're going to listen to your intuition. And some of you might be at the place where you might have made an offer to someone, and if they keep waiting or taking too long, if your intuition tells you it's time to move on and let it go, then you're going to start taking some action in the world. Because again, that's what the kings can talk about, is taking action. But you might have made an offer to someone to see if they wanted to get in a relationship with you. And other people don't know that. Okay. Now, what's coming up for the high vibe people that they don't see coming? That, with the Ten of Swords and the Four of Swords, you'll be done healing. You've been doing all this work behind the scenes to love yourself and to heal and to be ready to put yourself out there to get maybe in a new relationship, because the King and Queen of Pentacles is the only married suit of the deck. Or if it was job related, to go present yourself for a new job. Some of you could have already done that. And the reason is, why were you able to come to an end of healing? You did meditate on the truth. You did heal from past pain and heartbreak. You completed a cycle. And when you complete a cycle and you're willing to work through all those fears and insecurities and past pain and heartbreak, you drop like the burden of it and you have that brand new beginning. You were able to do that because you let your intuition guide you instead of like your fear or your insecurity or your ego. And there might be other people in the world who have been going through a similar process as you. And the Four of Swords in Libra energy can mean that people have all been taking time to rest and like reflect on the truth and to heal from the past. And when people are done reflecting on the truth and healing from the past and listening to their intuition, that's when people will take action. Now, what about the people in kind of shadowy Cancer energy? What do they not see coming? Oh, and some of you, if you were dealing with a Libra, you'll be able to completely detach from that person because you've listened to your intuition. And if it's not a Libra, it's just somebody who you thought would be just and fair and balanced. What about the people in shadowy energy? What do they not see coming? The Ten of Pentacles, because of the Two of Pentacles. These people down here might communicate with someone, because the swords can talk about communication. They might communicate to someone that either broke their heart and they're kind of humbling themselves, or they might communicate to someone who is heartbroken. What they don't see coming, for the people who are in shadowy energy, they were more driven by money and materialism, and that was kind of like their long-term goal. What they don't see coming is maybe someone who they thought would invest in them is going to juggle them. Some of them might be dealing with a Capricorn or a Virgo. But if they were trying to get in a relationship with someone new or someone from their past, that person might not be in their life anymore because maybe that person went to go get in a relationship with someone who had more money, more materialism, or more willing to indulge them. If they went to go get in a relationship with someone who they thought was more on the same page as them, who might be more driven by their own pain and heartbreak and emotionally defensive nature, and who might want to be in relationships with people because of money and materialism, there might have been someone who they thought was on the same page as them, and maybe they were. But if that person found someone else who had more money, more image, more status, and if the reason for getting in a relationship isn't because of love, well, sorry, there was someone else that had more money than you. So I like to be more indulged, because if we have two people that are in shadowy energy, and if they both kind of like to be indulged in a relationship, and they're both kind of immature, and if one of them wanted the other person, well, you need to maybe grow up just a little bit more. I'm kind of used to people being this way. The whole thing is, it's a sliding scale of any of us. If you're not willing to work together from a place of love and be willing to admit that I have some lessons learned and I could grow and mature myself in certain areas, that's what high vibe people do in relationships. But if you're both in shadowy energy and defensive, if one of them wanted the other one to kind of defer to them or kind of give a little bit more to kind of be on the same level, the other person could have been like, I think I'll just go find someone else who'll indulge me. I don't want to put in work and effort to grow and mature. I use my things of the world to try to get people in a relationship with me too. I don't grow and mature myself. So I'll go find someone else. So some of those people right now might be heartbroken because instead of choosing to align with people in their life who are loving and encouraging and supportive, and to humble themselves and maybe grow and mature themselves and maybe heal, they could have thought, I know, in my ego, I'm going to go get in a relationship with someone else who I think's on the same page as me. And the person who is on the same page as them could have broke their heart and juggled them. I think that's kind of some divine justice there. So there we go. High vibe people took time to heal. They're kind of free to move forward in life. And the other people might be stuck. And they were going to be stuck anyway, because they were going to repeat a pattern regardless. And they might keep repeating a pattern because they keep defaulting to their ego nature instead of putting in work and effort to heal and move forward in life and take the lessons they were meant to learn. So there you go, Cancer. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.